because the flies were really, really bad.
Any other wild animals or anything that they...
Mongoose, lizards.
Wild dogs, the
Yeah,
lizards, the lizards. Oh my gosh!
Big?
You have two types. You have one that's got a flat back, and you got one that's got a ridged back. The ridged back one has a bacteria in its mouth that is, you're going to die a horrible death. It's very
Really?
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be horrible.
I've never heard that before.
I remember getting a call over the radio saying, "Hey, somebody come get me." Guy had gotten into a porta-john, and when he started to come out, there was one of those lizards hissing at him and keeping him in there. So we had to go out there with a Humvee and chase it down. We're chasing it down through the sand dunes. But the lizards get really big.
Yeah.
They're about the size of, I'd say,
Like big iguanas.
yeah,
Big.
yeah. They could get the size of a small dog. They get big and run fast.
Do they still use camels and yaks for carrying supplies to remote cities?
Not yaks, but they do have camel herds. The Bedouins, they were, travelers outside of the cities. They have herds of camels, herds of sheep, and they would, carry their tents and their equipment, things like that, out across the desert. So they would come in out of nowhere, just be a herd of camels and one or two guys pushing them around. So yeah, they still have camels. They still have use that. They also race camels. A lot of the herders will go into the bigger cities to try to sell their camels off to race them too. So.
And riding a camel is like, with a horse you get a good stride. With a camel, it's like each leg has its own independent suspension, just like all over the place.
That's funny.
They walk weird too, because as a horse would walk forward and back quarter opposite or diagonal each other, camels will walk side to side, both legs on the same side going forward at the same time. So yeah, they're really, really unique animals.
Yeah, very. What about the teenagers? What do they do for fun? Did you get to see any of them or interact with any of them?
Soccer is a really big, a big pastime there, just like our baseball. I didn't get to associate a lot with teenagers. I had one that worked for me, and it seemed like his teenage years were working to support the family. So if he got time to do something, it would be like soccer. There wasn't a lot of hanging out or going, just hanging out with friends.
Okay. And did they do soccer right in? Did they have big fields to do that in?
In the stadium field, yeah.
Yeah, I remember one night we just heard a whole lot of gunfire and everything going off, and it came over the radio. It was not an attack. The Iraqis actually won a soccer game.
Yeah.
So they all run outside with their AKs and start shooting up in the air and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's
they take soccer, some of their sports pretty seriously and everything.
Did you notice if any of the teens wore American logos or clothing?
Adidas. Adidas is a big logo.
Nike.
Yeah, Nike.
Nike was huge.
They have.
They don't have I didn't see a whole lot of T-shirts like what you see here with different phrases and stuff like that. If they had a T-shirt, it might have like a Nike symbol or something of
Or
that nature.
their local sports team, things like that. So.
What about texting and stuff? Are they big texters?
Cell phones.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a cell phone. In fact, a lot of the country doesn't have like landline phones like we might have in our house. A lot of their communication is, cell communication.
I still have my Iraqi cell phone.
Yeah.
Do you? Does it look similar to ours?
It looks just like ours. The only difference is it has the letters like the English alphabet, and then it has some Sanskrit or their type of writing also, so that they can text in their language.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, is there any other pieces bits of information that we would want to share with us about?
the quality of life. We had an Iraqi man working for me. I was a truck mechanic, and he would change tires for my motor pool. And before the Americans were there, he made about $10 a month, was a decent pay. And after he was working for me for $10 a week, so $40 a month, and he had it was a huge pay raise to where he could get Levi jeans and, you know, leather work boots and things like that. So when you look at how much minimum wage is here, $8.50 or $45 or whatever it is, and they're working for almost, you know, $2 more than that for the whole month. It's just a huge difference.
Some of their customs compared to American customs, like just sitting. You know, a lot of Americans will prop their leg up on prop their foot up on their leg. In their society, if you do this and you're showing the sole of your foot to your host, that is considered disrespectful, like you're telling them that they're beneath you.
Yeah.
If you go and have tea or coffee with them, you might see the host actually pour some on the floor and then serve. And what they're doing is they're giving homage to their ancestors. There's a lot of different things that we take advantage of, you know, that we take for granted and stuff.
Right.
Like, for example, just simple hand gestures. In some countries, simple hand gestures like, you know, making an OK sign, that could get you hurt over there, you know, that could get you hurt really bad. Or just thumbs up or something like that. So when we actually get ready to go somewhere, we get huge briefings on the customs and courtesies so that we're not going to create international incident with those people.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Great. Well, we thank you for your time and all your input to give us a taste of what it's like over there in the Middle East.
Well, thank you for having
Thank
us.
We really appreciate it.